If you have a book or you're getting ready to publish a book, then you do not want to miss these 4 marketing strategies that will have you selling more books without spending any money on advertising. Before I get to that, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. I am posting videos just like this one every single Thursday. People cannot buy your book if they don't know about you. So it's very important to get your name out there to increase your visibility as an author so people know about you, and then in turn, you sell more books. The biggest problem that people have when it comes to marketing their book is that they're doing just that. They're only marketing their book. And the way to get coverage is instead to market yourself as an expert in your industry. As a side effect, your book will get a lot of publicity. So I'm going to break down 4 strategies on how you can do better at marketing yourself as an author to sell more books. Number 1, use Harrow or Help a Reporter Out to earn quotes and link backs as an expert. So Harrow is something that is your low-hanging fruit. It's quick, easy, and almost instant. Just last week, I posted a video about Harrow. Even though thousands and thousands of people are using it, I have some tips, tricks, and strategies that will make you stand out so you actually earn coverage from using the platform. I will link to that video in the description below, so make sure you check it out because Harrow is really gonna be your low-hanging fruit and something that comes to you to start earning that publicity as an expert. Just make sure that when you're responding to those queries that you are naming yourself as an author, and then you are leaving the title of your book and a link back to a page on your website that tells people a little bit more about your book. You shouldn't link to an Amazon page where you're selling your book because that's a little too promotional and they may not use the link for that reason. Before I go on, please let me know in the comments what your book is. I want to know what you write about and what you're trying to promote. If it's not ready yet, let me know what the topic is and what it's going to be about. And if it is ready, go ahead and leave a link to it in the comments. Number 2, target podcasts that are niched in your expertise. So podcasts for me are my number 1 lead generator. When I say lead generator, I mean quality lead generators. So people who listen to podcasts are more likely to buy books. There's just this extra level of investment in your time as a podcast listener. So podcasts are going to be great for you, but make sure you're targeting the ones that are super specific to your niche, because those are the people that are going to be most interested in your expertise. And remember, when you're pitching these podcasts, you're not pitching the book, you're pitching yourself as an expert in your industry. And in the interview, you're going to be dropping a few hints that you have a book and people can find out more in your book. Pitch your local NPR station. So this is another one just like podcasts. People who listen to NPR are people who buy books. They obviously like learning and they're spending their time listening and educating themselves on whatever the topic is on NPR at the time, then they are listening to music. So NPR is going to be great for you, not only because they have lots of local stations across the country, but a lot of those local stations also feed into more national outlets, and you can start small and grow very big in no time if you target NPR as an author. And number 4, get local coverage. This is your biggest shot at book promotion in addition to your expertise. So when I say local, I mean if you live in South Florida, pitch South Florida. If you live in Columbus, Ohio, pitch the Columbus, Ohio news, because you are more newsworthy where you are. So as a local resident who wrote a book about a topic, as somebody who's local to the area, you're more likely to get publicity for your book and your expertise. And this is because you're more newsworthy where you are and where you live. So I could see an author being on a weekday afternoon newscast or maybe even a weekday morning when they're trying to fill space and they invite guests in. You could come in with your book. Now, we're not going to talk about your book the whole time, but we're going to talk about your expertise that is in your book. And this works really well if you are local. So check out the local reporters on TV, in newspapers, and in magazines who write about your expertise. Yes, you can tell them you are a local author and you just released a book, but more than that, you're an expert on all of these different subjects, and because this journalist writes about them and covers them, you would love to help them. And then as a side effect, your book gets promoted. So don't always think big national coverage. Start local and work your way up, because that local coverage almost always leads to national coverage if you utilize it correctly and you leverage that coverage. And please do not wait any longer to promote your book. Even if you don't have a book yet, if you're thinking of having a book, you need to be promoting your expertise right now. You need to be building that following and building that visibility, so when you do come out with a book or you tell people you're writing a book, they're invested, and then you're going to make sales right off the bat because people already know, like, and trust you. So if a book is on the horizon for you, then you need to start marketing it now. I can help you do that in my free 3-day video class called Pitch, Publicity, and Profit. On day 1, we're gonna go through everything that you should do to pitch the media to get coverage, like that local TV coverage I was talking about. Day 2, we're gonna talk about getting the publicity, how you get the publicity, what you do when you're in the moment, what you should say, how you should say it, what you should bring, how to ace that interview, because on day 3, we're gonna talk about turning that into profit. So I mentioned you can get this coverage, that's great and all, but what about the people who didn't watch it? Or what about the people who find out about you a week after you earned that coverage? There is so much you need to do after you earn that publicity to turn it into profit and book sales. So I'm going to link to Pitch, Publicity, Profit, my 3-day video class, in the description of this video. You can also access it instantly at MediaMavenandMore.com. While you're here, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Let me know you are liking it and subscribe to this channel. I post videos just like this one every Thursday.